Do you ever feel like your memory is just getting worse? Like you walk into a room and completely forget why you're there? Or you read a whole page of a book and retain absolutely nothing? Maybe studying feels way harder than it used to, or your brain just seems to short circuit in the middle of a conversation. If that sounds like you, listen closely. You are not losing your intelligence. You are not becoming less capable. The problem isn't you, it's that your brain is completely overloaded. But here's the powerful part. You can actually boost your memory with 3 simple, science-backed switches. These take almost no time, and studies show they can improve memory performance by up to 30%. These are real neuroscience effects, replicated in labs and used by top researchers, but they're shockingly accessible to anyone. And today, you're going to learn all of them. But first, you need to understand why your memory feels weaker in the first place. You see, a bad memory isn't a storage problem. It's an attention problem. Think about it. Modern life is constantly overwhelming your brain. You've got non-stop notifications, endless dopamine spikes from social media, constant task switching, and just a massive overload of information. Your brain is digitally overstimulated. Because of this, your brain never gets a chance to enter the states it needs for the 3 key stages of memory. Deep encoding, which is like saving a file properly. Consolidation, where it organizes those files. And recall, where it finds the file you need. So your memory feels broken when really it's just being jammed by too much noise. The 3 real killers of your memory are fragmented attention, shallow processing of information, and low dopamine sensitivity from being overstimulated. When these 3 combine, your brain simply can't encode information deeply. But the good news? You can reverse this, and you can do it quickly with the right triggers. So let's dive into the first neurohack. This one is so simple that most people just ignore it entirely, but it can make a world of difference. Want to boost your memory by up to 20% in just a few minutes? I'm going to share 3 powerful neurohacks that are backed by science, but almost nobody uses correctly. These aren't just simple tricks. They're gym workouts for your brain. Let's start with the first one. This is neurohack number 1, and I call it the recall loop. It can give you an immediate 7 to 12% memory boost. This is one of the most potent memory enhancers known to neuroscience. Here's the secret. Instead of passively reviewing information you just learned, you actively try to remember it without looking at your notes. This simple act fires up your hippocampus and your prefrontal cortex at the same time. That's a rare combination that massively strengthens how well you retain information. Think about it. Studies have shown that passively rereading or reviewing something gives you almost 0 improvement. But making an effort to recall it? That leads to a 7 to 12% enhancement in your memory right away. So how do you do it? It's simple. After you learn something new, just close the book or turn off the video and ask yourself a few questions. What were the main ideas? What do I remember from that? What specific details stuck with me? Here's the amazing part. Even if you get it wrong, even if you can't remember everything perfectly, the simple act of trying strengthens the memory pathway in your brain. Why does this work so well? Because your brain learns far more from retrieval than from simple repetition. It's like lifting weights for your memory muscles. The more you challenge your brain to pull information out, the stronger those memories become. But here's the thing. Recall alone won't unlock deep, long-lasting memory. For that, you need something even more powerful. This brings us to neurohack number 2, deep encoding. This can boost your memory by another 12 to 20%. Most of what we call forgetting isn't really a memory problem at all. It's an encoding problem. We never stored the information deeply in the first place. Deep encoding is all about attaching meaning to the information you're learning. So how do you activate it? First, connect the new information to something personal in your own life. Your brain is wired to remember what's relevant to you, not just random words on a page. When you make it personal, it sticks. Second, ask yourself one simple question. Why does this matter? This question is like a magic key. It lights up 3 different regions in your brain at once, creating what we can call a memory anchor. It tells your brain, hey, this is important, save this. And third, try to explain the concept in your own words. You can say it out loud, write it down, or even explain it to a friend. This forces your brain to move beyond just memorizing facts and into conceptual thinking, which dramatically strengthens long-term memory. In fact, students who regularly use deep encoding techniques outperform their peers by 20 to 40% on recall tests. It's a huge difference. Why does it work? Your brain isn't designed to be a hard drive that just stores data. It's built to store meaning. When something feels meaningful, your brain remembers it almost automatically. It doesn't feel like work anymore. But the next neurohack is the real game changer. This is the one that scientists actually use inside cognitive labs to push the boundaries of memory performance. It combines the power of recall and deep encoding but adds another layer that makes memory almost permanent. Ready for it? This is neurohack number 3. Here's a neurohack that will absolutely shock you. Your brain has these tiny hidden windows during the day where its ability to lock in memories just skyrockets. But guess what? Most people have no idea they exist, so they never use them. Let's change that right now. This is memory consolidation, and it can boost your retention by up to 30%. There are 2 incredibly powerful windows. The first one opens up just 10 minutes after you learn something new. Imagine you've just finished reading a chapter or watching a tutorial. For a short period, the part of your brain called the hippocampus is still buzzing with activity, ready to file that information away. Now, if, in those crucial 10 minutes, you do something with very low stimulation, something magical happens. I'm talking about simple things. Just get up and walk around, do a gentle stretch, or even just sit quietly and breathe with your eyes closed. No scrolling on your phone, no checking emails. Just 10 minutes of quiet. Research shows this simple act of stepping back can increase your long-term recall by 20 to 30%. This isn't some gimmick. It's the exact technique researchers use to train people for powerful, long-term memory. The second, and maybe even more critical, window for memory consolidation happens when you're not even awake. It's your sleep cycle. Here's a mind-blowing fact. Your brain doesn't actually store memories while you're studying. It stores them while you sleep. Think of it this way. When you go into deep sleep, your brain is like a librarian, carefully taking the new information and storing it on the correct shelves for long-term access. Then, during REM sleep, or the dream phase, your brain acts like a creative genius, connecting that new memory to everything you already know. It integrates the information, making it part of your web of knowledge. This is precisely why pulling an all-nighter before an exam is one of the worst things you can do for your performance. You're literally skipping the most important step of learning. So how do you use this? It's a simple, powerful sequence. First, you study. Then you take that quiet 10-minute break with low stimulation. And finally, you get a normal, healthy night's sleep. This simple 3-step process is more effective than cramming in another 3 hours of studying. It's working with your brain's natural rhythm, not against it. Now, let's put everything we've talked about together. Here's the ultimate formula for making massive gains in your memory. It combines all the hacks into one seamless loop. First, you encode the information deeply. When you're learning something, don't just passively read it. Actively ask yourself, why does this matter? How does this connect to what I already know? Then, try to explain the concept in your own simple words, as if you were teaching it to someone else. This forces your brain to truly grapple with the material. Second, you practice active recall. After a short break, close the book or turn off the video and try to remember the key points from scratch without looking at your notes. This act of struggling to retrieve the information is what builds strong memory pathways. It's like lifting weights for your brain. And third, you consolidate. This is where our new hack comes in. Follow your study session with 10 minutes of quiet time, a walk, some deep breathing, or just sitting in silence. Then, prioritize a full night of healthy sleep to let your brain do its storage and integration work. This simple loop encode, recall, consolidate improves your memory more than any supplement or fancy app ever could. Your brain is literally built to learn this way. So if you've been feeling like your memory is getting worse, I want you to hear this. It's not. It's just being smothered by constant overstimulation in our modern world. We're always on, always consuming, and we never give our brain the quiet moments it needs to process. But by flipping these simple switches, you can bring your mind back online stronger, clearer, and sharper than ever before. And now that you have the keys to mastering your memory, there's one more crucial piece of the puzzle you need to understand. Your attention cycle. Why does your mind wander? Why does your focus collapse just when you need it most? And how can you build deep concentration like a muscle? That's exactly what we're going to break down in the next video. And trust me, it changes everything. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. I'll see you there.